So here we are playing Cruisin' USA for Nintendo 64. We have a little bit of a Nintendo introduction right here. It's pretty awesome. This came out during the Christmas season of 1996, 20 years ago. Most likely if you had a Nintendo 64 in 96, or if you were about to get one for Christmas of 96, this might have been the game that you might have received underneath the Christmas tree. And right here you have to choose your difficulty, which right now at the moment you have to choose easy because the other ones appear to be locked up. And in this game you have a couple of different vehicles you can choose from. And, back then the graphics were actually really awesome. Look at that. I always was a big fan of the graphics in this game. It was actually pretty cool. Now this was basically Nintendo's answer to Ridge Racer. So hey, you got Ridge Racer on PlayStation. Well, guess what? We got Cruisin' USA on Nintendo 64. Look at that. And when you crash, the crashes look absolutely ridiculous. They're like over the top. And half the time your vehicle like clips straight through the ground, and your vehicle's halfway sticking out. It's pretty funny, but it's an arcade style racing game, so it kind of matches the whole style of gameplay that you're playing. Is completely over the top. So can you imagine getting this for Christmas in 96? Back in 96, this game would be considered a lot more exciting than what it is now. Now this is one of those games that you definitely have to play with a actual hardware using a real Nintendo 64 controller, and the handling's a lot better. Let's check out to see what else is available underneath the Christmas tree of 1996 for Nintendo 64 Christmas special. Our next game that we received underneath the Christmas tree of 1996 for Nintendo 64 is Mortal Kombat Trilogy. This game released during the holiday seasons of 96 for the Nintendo 64. Let's check it out. It's pretty interesting. I'm emulating this on Windows 10, and the emulation looks a little bit more shittier than it does on Windows 8. And as someone mentioned, the last time I reviewed this game, I actually was recording using Windows 8.1. Then I upgraded to 10 recently. This game is near arcade perfect, because the cartridge was actually able to handle pretty much near arcade perfect graphics, which is actually quite nice. What the hell is that? So yeah, as you can see here, this game is awesome. But if you got this for Christmas on 64, you're not going to be going wrong with it at all. It's gonna be you're going to be pretty happy with it, except for if you get your ass kicked by Sonya. So here we are playing Star Wars Shadow of the Empire. The emulator is slightly glitchy, so it's not perfect. But just to give you an idea, you did have the option of playing this awesome game in 1986, once you received it for Christmas. I had Star Wars Rogue Squadron on GameCube, which is actually pretty cool, but I'm assuming that this is probably a primitive version of that game. Kind of looks like it. And what makes it even better is you look at the ground, there's snow on the ground. So it's a very, very snowy looking game. It looks like it's definitely a Christmassy type game, with a little bit of sprinkle of Star Wars on top. So this is definitely one of the better games that you can get for Christmas of 1996 for 64, and the graphics look awesome. Stage complete. I have no idea what the hell I just did, but that thing is cool. Look at that thing. Looks like something from Mech Warrior. Look at that. So hey, if you're trying to escape the winter and you plan on receiving a Nintendo 64 game for Christmas, maybe Wave Racer 64 was your thing. And check this out. It's like a tropic type theme. You're riding around on these motorized water vehicles, jet skis, and we're gonna check this out. See how this game is. Do your thing. I never really was big into Wave Racer, so I'm not the greatest at it, but you can see here the graphics actually look pretty nice. The water effects actually look really nice for back then, and for 96 standards, it actually looks very, very nice. So, we take little things like that for granted nowadays, but man, back then, this is actually considered really nice. probably some of the best water effects that you'll see in the game. So this is Wave Racer 64. If you guys ever played it before, maybe you did receive it for Christmas back then. It's definitely not quite my type of game, but I succeeded. I almost crashed, almost killed myself. But due to Nintendo's censorship, you cannot be decapitated in this game, even though I technically should have just a second ago. But yeah, this is a pretty awesome game. And if you received it in '96, you're lucky. Now last but not least, we have Wayne Gretzky 3D Hockey that came out during the Christmas season of '96. It's pretty much developed by the same exact team that developed Blitz. Now, this is an older hockey game, so as you can see up there, you still have the Hartford Whalers. Look at that.
Tonight's matchup, Hartford versus Florida. Here's the opening face-off.
So that goes to show you how old this hockey game is. This might have been one of the last hockey games that actually had the Whalers in it. I'm not exactly certain, so I don't play too many hockey games, but the controls are actually pretty good on it. I was expecting it to be worse. I never really heard anything much about this game before, but it's actually very smooth. We have yet to score. Let's say if this is probably one of the only licensed sports games that actually released during the holiday season of '96 for 64. Yeah, that's what you get. It's actually pretty fun. You know, at first glance, you would imagine that an old hockey game like this is probably not really anything special, nothing really much to it. But it's actually somewhat arcade style, so I have to say it's actually pretty good. It's not bad at all. So this one kind of caught me by surprise.